Congressman Crothers?
Yes, I'm here for my appointment with Mr. Carpenter. Please tell him I've arrived.
My secretary is out to lunch. I'm Preston Carpenter. Oh, please.
May I?
Oh, yes.
I'll tell you straight out, Mr. Carpenter.
Preston?
Preston. I'm not too thrilled with the way you conduct business.
Oh?
You wouldn't clearly state what was on your mind when we spoke. You wouldn't agree to meet with me in a reasonable place. You wouldn't even...
For a man with so many objections, you got here very quickly.
Well, my schedule just happened to be clear.
Ah, fine. I think you'll be glad that it was.
Well, for your sake, I hope so. Now, why don't you tell me about your new company and how it can be useful to me?
Can I get you something? Some iced tea, some soda?
No, really.
Oh, listen, Tina, I'm really glad you came by because we have a lot of details to straighten up about. You're testifying for me for the annulment. I mean, I know your answer is yes, but, well, I have to hear you say it officially, you know, so I can tell Dan. So, have a seat.
No, look, Courtney, I think there's only one way to say this. I can't testify for you.
How long will you be gone?
I don't know. Haven't really thought about it.
Do you really think things are going to be easier when you get back?
I can't think about that, Mom. I only know that this will make things easier for now. I've given everything I possibly can. I don't have anything left to offer him.
And Ben agrees with you. He sees this as the best move?
Mom, he's all for it. He made the decision. I mean, if he'd given me any indication that he wanted me to stay, I mean, one little thing that I could have misinterpreted as a step toward me.
But he didn't.
No. He is so stubborn when he makes up his mind. I mean, sometimes he just gives orders and he won't even tolerate a discussion. Mom, I even told him, look, I don't have to go now. And he says, go. I mean, he wouldn't even hear of it. Don't I have the right to make demands of my own?
In other words, do to him the way he's done to you.
No. You think I'm wrong, don't you? Mom, you should have seen the way that he treated Carla the other day. I mean, she came over and he practically accused her of being a spy for Gene in the Chronicle, and all she was doing was trying to make an appointment for Gene to talk with him. I mean, it was embarrassing, I'm telling you.
Well, I'm sure that Gene and Carla will understand.
He is... His pride, this growing snobbishness, this stubborn streak, I don't know, Mom. I really don't.
Do you think that he's overreacting to you accepting the mayor's award for him?
Maybe. But what else was I supposed to do? I had to stand in for him. It was the decent thing to do.
I know. But he might be using your actions to further justify his own. Look, you did this, now he wants to send you away. At best, you are both postponing a confrontation. At worst, you're widening the gap. And you're only making this confrontation more difficult than it needs to be. I guess what I'm really afraid of is that you're moving a step away. And there's only going to be more steps to follow in the same direction.
Congressman, Commonwealth Trans Express will be in full operation in its first year. It should generate 150...
You don't have to finish. I've read your prospectus.
I didn't send you one.
Nevertheless, I have read it.
Well, that accounts for your prompt arrival. You two think the company will be successful.
I'd be a fool if I didn't. Your brother was a fool to let go of that Chesterfield property.
That's very true, and he's suffering dearly for it.
I'm glad to hear it.
Commonwealth Trans Express could enhance your image, your Chesterfield constituents. And I am willing to offer you the opportunity to bask in its reflected glory.
Bye.
By appearing on a committee that will help establish Commonwealth Trans Express in this area. You see, I'm very much afraid that when the news gets out, all the people are going to see is that they're being evicted. And to counteract this negative public image, I'm prepared to offer jobs to every physically able person that we have to relocate.
And is this a sincere promise?
Absolutely.
In other words, you're offering me a chance to be associated with a very positive project in my own district.
In an election year?
For?
I beg your pardon.
For what price? What do I give you?
You're a United States congressman.
I am a United States congressman who, according to the experts, isn't going to be a congressman very much longer.
How do I answer that? I'm a generous man.
Or like your brother, a foolish one.
And one could say the same about you. Considering the abuse you will be subjected to when you start campaigning, one asks oneself the question, why is he running?
I have my reasons.
You're running because you think you can defeat Wainwright.
Perhaps.
I happen to think so, too. And who knows? Someday you may be in a position to do me a favor.
You help now for my help later.
Yes. A carefully worded public release stating how you have been very instrumental in bringing Commonwealth Trans Express to this area. That should ingratiate you to the hearts of the local businessmen, enough so that they might come up with some generous contributions for your campaign.
So that I could come off looking like a hero both to the rich and to the poor.
That's no mean feat these days.
Who else will be on this committee?
Well, there's Mayor Kincaid, 2 members of the board of Comtrans Express, myself, and you, and one other person who is very important to the committee for public relations reasons, Dr. David Phillips, Chesterfield Free Clinic.
Courtney, you want me to be a witness for you? Well, I hate to tell you this, but there are some judges in this town who would probably laugh at the thought. I've been arrested, you know, a lot. Not recently, but when I was a kid.
You're not a kid anymore.
No, but the impulses are still the same. Something snaps inside me when I'm in a courtroom. I tend to say things to judges and lawyers that aren't really appreciated.
Well, then we'll just have to practice, won't we? And then you can be in control.
It's not as easy as all that.
We'll work on it. Is there anything else?
Yes.
Well,
Courtney, I don't exactly have a wonderful memory.
this is not a cost accounting exam, Tina. We're talking about you telling a judge what my mental state was like right after I got married.
We hardly saw each other then. You were holed up in the king's arms.
And when we did see each other, I was tense and irritable.
No, when I saw you, you did a very good job of trying to act as if nothing was wrong.
That's even better. I was trying to hide my pain, and you could see right through it.
No, I didn't even know what was going on. I didn't know you'd separated from Vaughn until a little over a month ago.
How can you stand there and say that?
Very easily. It's the truth.
When I moved in here, Tina, I moved in by myself. Didn't that give you some idea?
Yes, but that's when I started asking questions. You did a very good job of covering this thing up, Courtney.
And you're doing a very good job of being selective with your memory, Tina.
I can't remember things that didn't happen.
They happened.
All right, things that you didn't let me see happen. There's something else.
Oh, I can hardly wait.
I don't want to have to answer a question that I know Vaughn's lawyer's going to ask.
Just say it, Tina.
You're blaming Vaughn for all this, for his lack of passion.
It's his fault.
Is it? What if his lawyer asks me about your interaction with men? What if he asks me if I have ever seen you show any kind of emotion or affection for a man?
Stop it, Tina.
Am I supposed to lie?
I do not want to stand here and listen to this.
I don't want to say it.
And stop it. Just get out of here.
Courtney, you all right?
Get her out of here.
What is going on?
Look, I don't like the possibilities of what could happen with my leaving any more than you do.
Then why do it?
Because he's made up his mind. Besides, if I stay, this confrontation that you say is building could be even worse. Mom, I'm afraid to even stay in the same house with him when all we talk about is how was Scotty doing today and what did he do during the day. The silences, Mom. I mean, silence is where we sneak each other a look and we catch each other doing it. And I'm afraid to go to bed with him, and I'm afraid of making love and the empty feeling afterwards. It's a mockery of what we used to be, and it hurts. And if I go, at least he can't ignore that. I mean, we do have to talk about that when I get back.
Not if you're leaving, denying there's a problem. You'll come back, you'll say, glad you had a nice time. You'll be right back where you started.
Then what am I supposed to do? Tell me what to do.
Oh, I wish I could, honey. I know what I'd do. I'd stay. But I'm not feeling the pain that you are. And if I were, I'm not sure that I could say that. You know, when your father died, a lot of people were coming up to me and saying, just trust in God, he'll see you through. And whenever somebody said that to me, it was all I could do to keep from screaming. Because I was trusting in God. I was just feeling that I wasn't making it. And I'm sure that those are the very same feelings that you have right now.
It's just like he's not listening, you know?
I know.
I mean, I know there's 100 things in the Bible that would tell me what I'm doing is wrong, but that doesn't change the way that I'm feeling. I mean, which do I act on? Assurances that aren't very reassuring right now? Or what I'm feeling, the pain, which is telling me to do everything and anything I can to stop it.
Just be careful, honey. The temporary solution may bring you more pain than you already have.
I know. So forgive me, okay? I gotta go. I'll call you in a couple of days. Hi, Dave.
Lori? Do you want to go after her?
I don't know what else I can tell her.
Well, what happened?
Dave, she's hurting so much.
Dr. David Phillips is a member of this committee?
Yes, he's the one that will make the announcement about the jobs. He's the only one that those people will believe.
Are you aware there are deep differences between myself and Dr. Phillips? Kate, my late wife, was once married to Dave. Dave resented our marriage so strongly that he was the chief suspect in her murder. He stood trial for it.
Yeah, I know, but the facts of what really happened don't bear out your implication of Dr. Phillips as a jealous husband or a wronged lover. No. I mean, your campaign manager murdered your wife. Certainly, when that was discovered, the differences between you should have been resolved.
Perhaps, but they weren't.
And what else is it? What aren't you telling me?
I feel no obligation to share anything else with you.
Would the differences between yourself and Dr. Phillips prevent you from working with him?
Oh, I'm not the problem. I'll join your little crusade. I couldn't buy the kind of positive exposure it'll give me. It's Dave Phillips you're going to have to convince. Once he knows I'm involved, he'll publicly condemn the whole idea, regardless of its merits.
No. I cannot accept that.
I agree.
Any suggestions?
Only one. Don't tell him I'm on the committee. Let him come to the first meeting and be surprised. If he doesn't walk out, we'll try to talk to him afterwards. We'll try to convince him that the welfare of the citizens of Chesterfield is more important than his hatred for me.
I thought you were Courtney's friend.
I am.
Then what is the problem here?
I think my testimony could hurt more than it
All
could
right,
help.
would you just let me be the judge of that, Tina? I'm her attorney, huh?
And I know what I will and won't say on the stand. You're basically asking me to lie.
Oh, grow up, Tina. Vaughn's come up with the biggest lie of all. I mean, he is paying some bimbo to testify that he's not impotent. And nobody believes that. You're supposed to be Courtney's best friend. I would think that you could sacrifice just a little bit of your honor to help her, huh? Especially with the stunt that Vaughn's trying to pull.
I'm sorry.
All right, does this have anything to do with us?
No. Look, tell Courtney that I had to leave, okay? And not that I trust you'll give her the rest of this message, but tell her that it was never my intention to hurt her feelings.
Is that... Is she gone?
Yeah. Yeah, she is. Look, is there a lot more to this than she's telling me?
I don't know. Dan, what are we gonna do now?
Nothing.
But I thought you said she was important to us.
Well, was is the key word there. But don't worry, Courtney. I stopped by the clinic today to see Dave Phillips, and he told me just a little bit more about Vaughn than I think he intended to. Yeah, I think he's going to fill the gap that Tina just made very nicely. Very nicely indeed.
Ben's not going to join them at all?
No.
I'm sorry. If I thought it would do any good, I'd go talk to him. Well, look, if the subject comes up, how much do I pretend that I know or don't know?
That's up to you. I'm not going to pretend anything, though.
Yeah, he'd tell you to mind your own business.
I didn't say I was going to intentionally seek him out about it, but I did say that if he brings it up, he will hear my views.
Yes, and no doubt you'll find some way of making him bring it up.
Maybe. Do you want some iced tea?
Oh, I'd love some.
Okay, I would too. It's there on the table. I'll bring the cookies over.
Dan Myers dropped by to see me this morning.
What? Are you in some kind of trouble?
Well, not yet.
What do you mean, not yet?
Well, I may be. He's representing Courtney Sumner in the annulment suit.
Oh, and he came to see you because you're Vaughn's doctor.
Right.
What do you want to know?
Well, too much of everything, but, well, actually, I learned more from him than he did from me. For instance, Vaughn Sumner's defense is that he had an affair with a young lady before he married Courtney.
What?
Yes, and not only that, he's producing the young lady in court as a witness.
But the tests for impotence.
Terry, I stand by them. The only thing the NPT test proved was that Vaughn's problem was psychological, not physiological.
Who's his attorney?
Well, Harold Webster is.
Have you talked to him yet?
Well, no, but believe me, I intend to.
But isn't it possible he could be telling the truth?
Well, yes, of course, I guess anything's possible, but I know this isn't.
Because?
Well, because of some of the things he told me. Terry, when Vaughn first came into the clinic, he was very open. And for a person of his background and intelligence, he was remarkably ignorant about his problem. But he told me then that he had never had sexual relations before in his life. He talked about the embarrassment of having to pretend that he had. And he went on about his friends and the stereotypes that men are, put into. He had to live up to a certain image, and manufacturing that image caused him a great deal of pain.
In other words, you're saying that his conversation would have been absurd if he hadn't been telling the truth.
Exactly. And I'm convinced that he was telling the truth. It was all said with so much conviction.
How much of this did you tell Dan Myers?
None of it. At least not yet.
Not yet.
Terry, I'm not going to get caught in the middle of this thing. And I'm not going to let Vaughn Sumner give testimony in court contrary to what I believe to be the truth. At least not till I speak to him.
Is it good? Can you get it? that's a peach. Ooh, that's a peach. Come here, I think something's missing here. Here we go. This is what my slugger needs. Now that completes the picture. Except for your father. Okay.
So, is this the last of it?
Yeah. Did you get it all to fit in the trunk?
Well, yeah, more or less. Look, did you hear anything from Ben yet?
No,
Do you want me to take Scotty down to the car so you can call him before you go?
No, I'll just call him when I get to North Carolina.
Okay. Look, I put the route numbers on this map that I made for you.
Oh, great. Thanks, Gil.
There, okay?
Okay.
And according to Mary Ann, the only tricky part is the road down to the house.
Oh, really?
But there's a big red mailbox at the driveway.
Oh, I see. Okay, uh-huh. I'm sure I'll
And
find it.
It should be easy.
Yeah.
All right?
Okay, great.
Good. I'll get these in the car.
Yeah, that's it. I guess we're ready to go. Thanks, Gil.
Yep.
Let's go, baby.
Tuesday on Another Life. Vanessa prepares her next victim.
I'm going to see Dr. Ben Martin at the Bedford Institute.
Excellent.
And Ione confronts Nancy.
You know, and toward the end of the month, things can get pretty slim around here, and I would think you'd want to help out a bit.
Well, yes, I do, Ione, but, well, the truth is I really can't.
Watch Another Life